Hello, fellow preppers. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. It's Thursday, July the 12th, year 2012. It's kind of a drizzly morning here, about 56 degrees. Looked at the little thermometer, barometer over there. Humidity's about 95%. Overcast. Kind of a gray day so far. But things could change. The other day I was at the store. Quaker chewy yogurt granola bars. They were in the clearance bin, 50% off. So I bought a box. Tried one, liked it. Went back the next day. Guess what? Somebody went in and wiped them out, bought them all. I was too slow, didn't take action. Anyway, today's topic, respect my authority. If you watch South Park, you know how Cartman likes to dress up like a cop and tell everybody, respect my authority. Well, I don't know about you. I don't have much respect for authority. Everybody seems like they're the authority. Most of them don't know what they're talking about. I was over at my friend Robert's, and we were talking, and I believe he said some people are infected by authority. And what he meant is that, say you get a government job, you're a fish or game warden. You know, probably you were a nice person to begin with, but because of your position, your job, you didn't become so nice all of a sudden. You had to enforce the law. Whether or not you agreed with the law, if the law made any sense, that was your job to enforce it. Or if you watch TV, the talking heads, you know, on the news channels, the Sunday morning, all these experts. Well, I mean, these guys have been around for years. How come the world's in such a mess if they're the authorities? Why haven't they fixed it? Where's their solutions? Why aren't their solutions working? Yesterday I was out there weed whacking and the weed whacker fell. So I'm taking it apart and it says, do not disassemble head. Well, I look at it and the line's inside and it's fouled. I got to get the line out. The only way to get the line out is if I disassemble the head. So guess what I did? I disassembled the head. I didn't respect the authority. I figured, worst thing happens, I have to buy a new head if I can't put it back together or pay somebody to do it. But all around, there's always this authority. You watch these cooking shows. You know, this famous chef or that famous chef is telling, oh, well, this isn't any good, you know, or this is great. Or these wine experts. You know, they sit there and they take their glass and they swirl it around. They sniff it. They sip it. They swish it around. And then they render their expert opinion. Well, there was this one little test they did with these wine experts where they had a $100 bottle of wine and a $3 bottle of wine. You can guess which one they thought was better. The $3 bottle, right? Of course. Experts. Authorities. I mean, really. Do you really believe what these people tell you? Or do you use your own mind? Tell me. I want to know. These food experts with the government. You know, bacon's bad for you. I know bacon's good for you. Cholesterol's bad. No, cholesterol's good. Constant back and forth. Do these people know what they're talking about? These authorities? I mean, chances are you're watching this video, you're an adult, you're of age, you're old enough to vote. To me, that means you're old enough to make your own decision. You don't need to listen to me or anybody else. Make up your own mind, come to your own conclusions, do your own test, analyze yourself. You don't have to take somebody else's word for anything. Check it out. I mean, you're on the internet. You got Google. You can do research in seconds. I mean, if you think about it, you can literally do research in seconds. Just type in the topic and it does the research for you. There it is, all the information. Hundreds of pages, millions of hits sometimes. But these authorities, what are they good for, really? Absolutely nothing. Just like war, right? That's a good song. I know I'm dating myself with that reference. But that's okay, because probably some of you know what I'm talking about. But as preppers, I mean, do you really want to rely on the authorities? You saw what happened with Katrina. You see the mess with the Colorado and New Mexico fires. You see the mess back east with the heat wave. The authorities, they tell you what you should have, what you should do. Now there was, I forget which prepper it was. It might have been, was it Southern Prepper 1? Made a video talking about, you know, relying on these authorities, and people's houses burned down because the authorities said leave the area, or maybe if they stayed there and put the hose on it, they could have kept the fires from engulfing their house and burning everything they owned to the ground. You know, take it upon yourself. I mean, it's really funny here. If you do your research, then you're going to know what I'm talking about. But there's a story. There's this guy driving down the highway, pulls over in this woman's yard and says, I'd like to take a bath. She's in the hot tub. And she's like, are you crazy? Get out of here. Guy takes his clothes off, jumps in her hot tub. Of course she freaks out. She dials 911. Well, the sheriff goes, well, we can't get there right away. It took them an hour to get there. A whole hour. Think about what this guy could have possibly done to this woman. The guy was something like 6'2", 250 pounds. When the sheriff and police finally got there, I think it took 2 or 3 of them to wrestle this guy down and get him out of the tub. Now, instead of dialing 911, if she would have dialed 357 or 9mm, it would have been a different headline, wouldn't it? Intruder shot by woman. Now, fortunately, nothing happened to the lady, so that's good, but it's one of those things. Authorities, what are they good for? What do you think's going to happen if stuff hits the fan? Are the authorities going to help you? Probably the best way they can help you is leave you alone so you can take care of yourself. I mean, there are cases where they do a good job, like some of the firefighters. You know, they come to the rescue, the emergency response teams. They're not all bad. They're not all incompetent. But do you really want to take your chances that you're going to be lucky enough to get a competent government responder if stuff hits the fan? Really? You're going to depend on them for water, food, electricity, gasoline, shelter? You're going to depend on the government for any of that? It's like I said in the other video. Don't feed the animals. Don't feed the people. Respect my authority. Because if you fail to prepare today, you're preparing to fail tomorrow.